It rocked for like 2 joints, but it was official.
Yeah. What year was this?
That I can't.
Nobody did.
Maybe 92.
It was early.
It was early.
Oh, okay. See, that's the problem.
Okay. Yeah, you were traveling the world. You was already a superstar. AD was in the history books already. She wasn't watching no cartoons with us.
Nah, you was running around. We had the full pajama suit on with the yeah, with the dirty feet trying to move.
I always wanted to have one of those. I tried to buy one of those not too long ago. Right, babe?
Are they around still?
Yeah, they have some.
It's hard
I would cop.
Yeah.
That's official. I would cop.
You cop?
Yeah.
We getting on that right now.
All
We're
you
like
want.
official Eleganthoodness ones and shit.
Matter of fact, next performance, full body pajama suit.
Ah,
Give it to you like that. Nah.
Oh no. Yo, so alright. So let's bring it back to some of the people that are, been under a rock for the last 8-10 years now, right?
Yeah,
It's been 10 years?
Not 10. I would say that 05, 9, about 8 or 9 years.
Get out of here.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the people that maybe are like young, like the 17-year-old at home, you know what I mean? Some of the people that maybe live in Arkansas or something, probably have never heard of Joell Ortiz track, which is insane to me. But you know what happens sometimes, right? Let's go back a little bit into your story. So you're originally from Cooper Projects, right?
Yeah, Brooklyn, New York, Cooper Projects.
Brooklyn, New York. That's what it is. Yo, you supposed to. My engineer's from the Bronx. Yo, Brooklyn.
Gunshot.
Word. He gave us a little pretty went by a little pretty claps. Okay, that's what's up. Alright, so Cooper Projects.
Yeah.
Right? Born, right?
Born across the street.
Get out of
There
here.
was a hospital called Greenpoint Hospital. It closed the year I was.
Really? You shut it down.
Shut it down. They were like, yo, the year has arrived. Shut it down.
It has arrived.
Yeah.
So both of your parents are Puerto Rican descent.
Yeah.
That's super, super awesome. I'm so excited.
Now my pops is black.
Your pop's black?
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. You're still Puerto Rican though.
Yeah.
Alright.
You got a little bit of Puerto Rican.
Still Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Now you know.
That's what I heard though.
Hey, you got
We
black.
got 2%. 2%. You still all.
Somewhere safe.
That's because, speaking from, a female Puerto Rican perspective, nobody ever wants to, give us something, you know what I mean? So, if you have a little bit, that, you know what I mean? We're going to be like, oh, that's ours.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Don't give me nothing, I'll earn it all.
Right, yeah.
I don't even want no gifts, I don't want it. I just want to just work hard, that's it.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it makes the joy feel better. You know, when the road is hard,
right.
When you get to a good space, you appreciate it more.
Right.
So I don't want no gifts. Because I'll know how to act if I ever get broke in. Now these people that with their born with them gifts, they start jumping off roofs when that account don't look right. Wow. Wow. We all from the bottom, so
yeah, for sure.
We gonna mess up the first set of money. The first little bit we gonna throw that around a little bit the wrong way, but then we'll learn from our mistakes, and the next time around we be alright.
Right. I mean, I always say that. That's why I always say, listen, before you try to pursue a career that you might make a lot of money, you should kind of maybe travel a little bit, take yourself out of the hood, and just hang out, be mixy. I know people are like, oh no, don't be mixy, but I'm like, nah, just learn to be a little chameleon and kind of just hang around with different people, go to different parties, you know what I mean? Just don't go straight everything doesn't have to be hip hop. Go to a reggae party, go to a Latin party, meet Latin friends, meet Asian friends, just evolve a little bit. If it's the first, I ain't trying to blow nobody up in this room. But the people in the other room, one of them motherfuckers, it felt like it was the first time he went to Miami. He did an event in Miami at the Stage Miami. Shouts out to Mr. Cheeks. It was my birthday, and they was turning up. They was turning up so much that he climbed on top of the pool, the pool house. And then the concierge comes over and knocks, and he's like, "Excuse me, Mrs. Are you in charge of those people?"
Wow.
And I was like, "I'm sorry. It's his first time out the hood. You know what I mean?"
Right.
So, yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, somebody gotta. To be honest with you, growing up in the projects, I gotta give the kids in the projects a pass because they just don't know there's anything else other than that.
Right.
It would take a special individual me and yourself to go in there and take them out
Right.
Because for so many years, like, I lived in like this 5-block radius. Like, you shop on the Ave, you order Chinese from here, and then you hang out in the projects and you play tag, and that's it though. Like, there's nothing else to it. It's a big deal if you go to another borough. Like, yo, we just came from Queens, right? There's mad bitches out there.
Let me tell the truth.
That's a big deal. So, like, unless, I mean, they don't got the ones to be traveling.
Right.
They don't really got it. Like, you know, even their parents, people who could send them on these trips don't have it.
Right.
Exactly.
So they, you know, it would take somebody to come back and bring them out. Like, that's why they say people from the hood only make it out if they can rap or play ball, because those are the two things that will make you see more of the world.
Right.
For free.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the little kids, they get a little pass because they don't know there's another world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But there's a completely different world. I mean, there's so many worlds.
Oh, yeah.
Make a world up, live it.
Yeah.
I promise you, it can happen.
I'm discovering different worlds. Like, even every day as you do research and you learn different things. Like, today, like you said, they don't have the money. Like, if the train fare is going up.
Yeah.
You know, and if you already didn't have money for the $2 5 years ago, how you gonna have money for the $2.50 and you ain't getting no raise yet?
Or,
hello.
Yeah.
Minimum wage supposed to be going up. Let's happen. You know, these things.
I ain't gonna lie though, I can't
How can you
fully
go anywhere with no money?
But I can't fully let them off the hook because I remember being 10, 11, 12 on my BMX, and me and my crew, we used to just play this game called Get Lost. And all we used to do was ride out in any direction on our bikes until we couldn't ride no more, and then try to find our way home. Like, real talk. So like, we'll end up in neighborhoods like looking around, and there was just these tanks by the projects that you could see them from a real far distance. So we just like, all right, cool, just follow the way up, and that's how we discovered neighborhoods. That's how I used to stop on blocks and rhyme against people. Like, oh, it looked like they rhyming right there. Come on, like just be on a pedal bike. You know what I'm saying? So you could get. It got to be in you to want to look outside, though. You know, the other kids don't really know. It's nothing, man. Like, they think that's it. Like, whatever the OG hustler dudes is showing, that's the life. Like, that's what it is. Like, he got that car from being right here. Well, I could get it. I could stay right here like he did.
Right.
They don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's more. There's a lot more that's different.
So what age did you realize that there was more?
Late. Real late. Like, I mean, I'd have to say, like,
it's never too late though.
Yeah, but like 24.
Okay.
Like, the first time, 24, the first time I got on a plane, Dr. Dre's on me. Yeah. That was the first time I was ever on an airplane.
Right.
Like, I got a call, dude, Dr. Dre want to meet you and sign you. I was like, all right, cool. I remember going to the airport, like, this is crazy, 24 years old. Ran the drugs upstairs and flew to LA. Got a deal, came back. Things were different. I remember my lawyer being like, he was like, yo, man, you know, so I noticed the first, and I was like, he was like, what you want? I was like, $1,000. He's like, $1,000? You just got a record deal. But I just didn't even know how to, like, absorb it.
Right.
It was too much. I flew to LA. The time was different. I'm calling. My mom's too early. I don't even know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, things that I don't even have a grasp on different time zones.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I see that now. Like, a couple of my mans, like, they so in the hood, like, they can't. When they hit me, I'm like, yo, I'm in Madrid, Spain. They're like, yo, how is it? And I'm like, you know, the architecture is crazy. And they like, oh, the buildings, like, like they're I'm like, I got sometimes, like, you know what I mean? That's no knock. I love them, but you got to pipe it down a bit. I mean, like, they use different brick and they design it different. Like, it's not, it's just crazy what people worlds are. Like, some people, that's their world, and that's what it is. And it's crazy because you end up shedding friends that way, not because you want to, like, it's not by design, but y'all don't share things in common anymore. Right. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, this was my man Ace on the block when we was doing wild things. I no longer do wild things, so when I speak to him, he's doing wild things and I'm doing honest things. I love you, but we don't really rock like that. Because it's going to be an awkward conversation all the time.
But you're still influencing him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I hope he sees it and knows that there's more, though I know he's pretty institutionalized, but he'll always be on deck for me and I'll be on deck for him, but we don't hang. Because there's no common bond anymore. You know, I tell him to come to the city, man, I go out there with them stuck up yuppies. And then, you know what I mean, like, I gotta always come to the block and I don't want to be there for 10 hours no more. Like, it's like, all right, you know, but It's just crazy. That's how it be though. Like,
You got
for real. But I frequent the hood. Like, I frequent it. Like, I be out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I check everybody, like, all the time. Like,
so you moved to Jersey? You did. You know.
I mean, I relocated because from the first half of my life was spent in Brooklyn.
Right.
And now I got a chance to see something else, so I moved somewhere else.
Right.
Like, you know, it ain't like, yo, he left it. Like, no, it's just like, let me see something else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of my boys live through me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I travel and I come back with pics or I come back with stories, we drink, sit around and talk about it, and I see they travel with my story.
Right.
They don't know what it is to leave the country. They don't know what that's like. They don't know what it is to spend different money. They still trying to grasp that. So when I share that with them, they leave for that minute.
Right.
So I always come back with the stories and the pictures and stuff like that because that's the one time they can travel.
Absolutely.
They don't even got passports. They don't care about it. There's no interest.
Right.
I don't need it. What am I going over there for? I'm gonna just spend money and miss money.
So let's take it back a little bit. So you said you were 24, right?
Yeah.
First time you flew over to LA, you were signed to Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Right. I remember that time. That was a good time, right?
It was.
Because everyone in the hood was bragging about this Puerto Rican kid named Joell Ortiz. Right?
Yep.
That's what they tell me. And they was like, yo, he's like the first nigga ever to have like be signed to 2 labels. And I was like, wait, why he signed to 2 labels? I'm mad confused. They was like, yeah, like he signed a Koch AD, and then he signed, and I was like, word, like.
Yeah.
So how'd that come about?
Well, what happened was I was in verbal talks with Koch already about signing there, and in the midst of that is when Dre got wind of my CD and offered a record deal.
Mm-hmm.
So when I flew there, you know, I didn't want to tell Dre no, but I had to let him, you know, I had to let it be known that I kind of verbally committed somewhere,
right.
And that's when he was like, "That's fine. You can have that record deal as well. Put that album out first, and then we'll drop mine." So that's why I had 2 record deals at the same time.
Wow. That's dope, though.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, doesn't that history?
Especially since like you know like you said, like being at odds, being Spanish. You know what I'm saying? It was tougher. They was telling me I couldn't get 1, and the blessing came in 2.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
are you saying that your first deal didn't turn out to be 1, it turned out to be 2?
2, yeah.
And not only that, it automatically made you a legend of hip hop?
I don't know if that made me a legend.
I mean, you were the first person to do it. So that makes
you know
something significant. People gotta catch up. You understand? You know,
I might be the first dude to get his first record deal and have another record deal.
Right.
Like, you know, the first time being signed with 2 labels, like that might be a fact. I don't know though.
Right.
It is a fact.
I think it's a fact.
It's a fact.
Scott is independent, right?
Yeah, it was an indie and a major deal at the same time.
And
the first time I was ever signed.
First time you ever signed. Nice. So did you shop like to a lot of different places, or was like Koch the first place you went and it was like hell yeah?
To be honest with you, like we were doing label meetings in the beginning, and it was a discouraging set of meetings. Like I was getting like turned down for everything else other than the music. It was like, you know, I mean, we would have to market you to the Latin community, or it was like, yo, man, you know, you're pretty heavy. You know, we wouldn't be. I don't know how we would dress you. Like it's just all the things that you have no clue about when you just trying to be the best nigga ramen.
Right.
Like I'm like, all right, I'm walking in these meetings like, woohoo, here we go. Wait till they hit number 3.
Yeah.
They looking at me like, man, this hair ain't braided.
He says hair not braided.
I'm like, oh, really? This is it? This is but that's the music business.
Right.
See, you walking in these places and expecting companies to invest in you. You know, the era where they looked at you and they cleaned you up and developed you was over when I was trying to get a deal. They was hoping you walked in a complete business already. Right. You look the part, you act the part, you talk the part, you rap the part. We'll invest into it, go out and hustle, and you know, here's a loan, come pay us back, and then make money. Right. And you know, I walked in there like, oh, we got a meeting, I run upstairs, lead us upstairs, come back down. All right, it's in the city, come on. And I go, what's up? Because I don't really care. I just want you to hear what I've been doing in the studio.
I'm glad you said that. Like, here's a loan. You know, what's that keyword? Loan. Like, a lot of people, when they hear record deal, like, they're not thinking, it's a loan,
That's a loan.
Oh,
you gotta pay that back.
Yeah.
You think you already earned that money. You ain't sweat and bled and they haven't poured everything out of you yet.
Yeah, nah.